Hello, Cecil County and the world. Rob Churnside here for Cecil TV. Beginning the first of what I hope to be many segments, Give the Drummer Some. We're here with the great Bobby D. And Bobby, welcome to Cecil TV.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Where are we?
Well, we're back here in my home of Elkton, Maryland, and this building that we're in is called the Elkton Alliance, and it's special to me. Not only did I get married in here, but for all of our Hamilton fans, he sings of the Battle of Yorktown, and he says the code word is Rochambeau, now go, now go. Well, Lafayette went up this street to meet with General George Washington, and the code word was Rochambeau, passed right by the front door. So that's why I like the history of all of this. So cool.
So we're in the Elkton Alliance, and you're very much part of the community. How did the great Bobby D get started in doing your fine work in the community? Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, that's going to take us back probably about 10 plus years. It all started with just being invited to perform for the kids at Cherry Hill Middle School, and Joan Swanson, who was the guidance counselor for Cherry Hill at the middle school, she said, well, if Bobby is coming, let's just make a day of it. So I literally just started calling friends of mine from sound companies, doctors, policemen, the sheriff. I just started calling people and said, hey, this is what I'm going to do at Cherry Hill. And I still remember the wall was surrounded by professionals right here in the community, because I wanted the kids to see within my program, you have not because you ask not. Whatever your career choice may be, I think it's in this room. And that was my goal. And it was just, we played, had fun, and I still remember kids know her as Jillian. And my daughter, she too was at Cherry Hill Middles, and we opened up with a particular Chicago song, and she warmed up. Well, we went right into the assembly, so she never had a chance to move. And we did our other thing, and the kids went, we want to see her play. That was the start of Jill Bill.
Well, that's because Jill was just a young kid then.
Yeah, she was.
And some of this work evolved into Hooked on Drums, Not
Yes.
Drugs, and the Bucket Brigade. Tell us about some of these things.
Well, the kids called the program when I played at Northeast Middle School, and the Cecil Wig put DAT takes county by storm, because the kids started shouting, DAT is not for me, drugs, alcohol, tobacco. Step Micah, who was in charge at that time, he said, wow, this is really taking off. He said, but we can't say Bobby Jones. He said, we need a hook. So my full name is Bobby Darren Jones. And he said, Bobby Darren. No, Bobby D. You're Bobby D. So after that, Bobby D is coming to all of the schools. And the kids, before we even arrived, the kids knew DAT was coming to their schools. And we went with the two very large drum sets to have fun, get the kids on board, shouting DAT is not for me. So we used the drums to reach the kids to get the message out.
Now, you've done many other things. We saw you perform at the Elkton Parade, and
I get a lot of calls for parades, so I've done parades from Philadelphia to New Jersey. Each year I go to Lidditz, PA, for they have a giant July 4th parade. It's 207 years old. I get to close that, have a ball. The Ephrata Show Parade, another invite. It's awesome. I like performing. The kids see you, they remember you, and they'll see me in Walmart or something, and they're like, wow, there he is, Bobby D. Or they just follow me behind, and I say, yeah, I'm him.
how about that? How did you become him? What drew you to playing the drums?
Growing up in North Philadelphia, drums, I would say, drew me because I was blessed with the gift. I could hear it, I could play it. Before I knew it was called classical music, I was already listening to classical music, and some things from William Tell to Bolero, I could hear it, I could duplicate it. Sitting up on the corner of Cyber Street, there was a bar across the street, and I could hear the music, and I could just duplicate it. So at that time, all the kids knew me as, wow, if Bobby hears it, it's so cool, he can play it.
Certainly there's people that you emulated over the years and you studied. Some of your major influences?
Well, a major influence, and it'll be someone that you and I know near and dear, and that would be Bernard Pretty Purdy, Elkton's own. And so we have to, the way I see it, Bobby D is just here. I'm in Purdy's territory, so we have to give our props to him.
Bobby, now young people coming up, they should practice. They should learn their instrument, the drums.
Yes.
Any advice for the kids?
Practice, practice, practice. I mean, it's the, I can't stress for that. You gotta practice. Listen, don't be afraid to ask. And something as before you and I were talking, I said, never listen to something and say, that drummer sucks, he's no good, I don't like him. No, because the moment you say, I don't like him, you are shutting yourself down to learning what he can do. And then there are drummers who, young kids, and they'll say, well, I only listen to so-and-so, let's just say, I don't know, Blink 42, and I only listen to so-and-so and what he's doing.
Right.
Okay, well, you are saying I'm also limiting myself, because you need to stop for a minute, find out who did he listen to, and you might be surprised at the answer.
Well, what's the next thing you're doing for Elkton or the community or performing somewhere?
Well, my goal is to always keep Elkton and Cecil County going. I'm trying now to just establish some relationships with the elementary schools that, hey, I'm here, I'm in your community, and whatever we can do to help, we're here. We have First Fridays and Second Fridays coming up, so I always like to come out, and Jessica will let me set up, and I'll play smooth jazz Christmases. I'm supposed to be in the Northeast Parade, and I'm also sponsored by Her Snacks. So
Yeah.
and that relationship goes all the way back to the very first Hooked on Drums event. So it's a pleasure. You're having an event, you got your choice, Chipper or Bobby D. I'm Bobby D.
All right. Well, maybe Chipper will get up there and rap with you.
We'll see.
You never know when the big crinkle's going to happen. Bobby, thanks for being on Cecil TV.
But before we close
Yes.
out, sir, I happen to see your snare, so I would like, on behalf of the Dare organization, we're giving you your Black Onyx head, your Pro Mark lanyard, and we have the heads for your 500 bottom head and your top head and your Active Grip Bobby D sticks.
Thank you, Bobby. You think you can fix that snare for me?
Count it done.
Huh?
Count it done.
Thank you.
Thank
The
you.
great Bobby D, Elkton's finest. Give the drummer
Thank you.
some.